Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Great participation by the committee today, which I always appreciate, but I also recognize that when more of our colleagues show up, there's less time for you and I to ask our questions, and I think it's been noted that Dr. Robinson and Mr. Connor, neither one of you fielded the questions to the level that Mr. Binz did. I don't think it's because of lack of interest, and Mr. Connor, you and I had a lot of discussion about trust obligation owed to our native peoples and your responsibilities there. Particular interest to me, of course, is what happens on Alaska's lands. We have some issues that we need to resolve. We've got some legacy wells that, quite honestly, have not been given the priority that this administration nor previous administrations need to give to that. I'm going to be meeting with some Native leaders this week to talk not only about the ongoing situation with the legacy wells, but those lands that have been conveyed to our Native people that were effectively trashed, again, by the federal government, by the military, whether it's Cold War or whenever it was, and the obligation that we have to basically clean up the mess there. So that is something that we need commitment to work on. Dr. Robinson, I didn't have a chance to visit with you personally. I do appreciate all that you have done. I will raise one quick issue though, and that is during your tenure as CFO of NASA, there was a situation where there were a series of documents that were subpoenaed. Apparently, there was failure to reply to that, and as a consequence, in the FY14 appropriations bill for NASA, there is actually language that provides that NASA's actions over the past several fiscal years imply that the agency does not take the spending plan process seriously. NASA's repeatedly attempted to use its plan to circumvent, dilute, or contradict policies. That concerns me, of course, so I want to know that we do have assurances that you'll be responsive to the committee, certainly, and that you will faithfully carry out your legislatively directed responsibilities while at the Department of Energy. But that language caught my eye, and I wanted to make sure that we weren't going to see any carryover, certainly within your new responsibilities at the Department of Energy.
No, not at all. I pledge to carry out any authorization and to be as forthcoming and transparent as possible with the committee.
Great. We certainly appreciate that. And Mr. Chairman, I have suggested that because there is clearly additional questions, I certainly have additional questions that I want to have directed to Mr. Binz, and so I would ask that we be able to hold open until the close of business this week, opportunities for members to submit their questions for the records. And I would ask that...
Without objection, that's very appropriate. I think senators do want to raise concerns. We'll keep the record open until the end of the week. I
appreciate that, Mr. Chairman. And I would ask specifically to Mr. Binz on that. I don't know why historically it has been an issue, but FERC has had a not too stellar track record when it comes to responding to formal inquiries from this committee. We discussed it in my office, so I would hope that we could get a quick response back. Mr. Chairman, there's been a lot of discussion, particularly around Mr. Binz's nomination. I think you can hear the concern from members. We want to make sure that the people that we work for, that as they have an opportunity to heat their homes, run their businesses, that policies that are set don't shut down their opportunities because the issue of cost is taken over by a different direction, whether it's societal outcomes or the issues as they relate to reliability. The role of the FERC as that independent agency tasked to ensure the greatest opportunity here, which is the consumer protection. This is clearly a very critical role. It needs to be the roles and functions within the Commission are such that they require a level of independence, a level of judiciousness, a level of temperament, and a level of fairness, absolute fairness, without question. So I appreciate the opportunity that we've had today. I wish we had more time, but I do think that, again, when we look to this commission and the responsibility that we hold the commission and the commissioners, and most specifically the chairman, to. The standards absolutely must be of the highest possible. So, Mr. Chairman, I have indicated the concerns that I have with the nominee. At this point in time, Mr. Binz, reluctantly, I don't think I'm going to be able to support your nomination as we move through the committee, and I say that reluctantly. But I need to know, I need to have that absolute assurance that the independence that I've spoken to and the fairness and the judiciousness that I've spoken to is there, and I have not yet been convinced of that. The process will move forward. I recognize that we need to have a full commission, but as of this point in time, I'm not prepared to support your nomination. With that, Mr. Chairman, I know we both have a vote to run off to. They've been holding it for us, so I thank you for all that you've given us, and to the nominees here this morning. Thank you.
Thank our